OJ's Subterranean Blues.
Count Celadon, Ben Giannis, Pardon, Javier, Fortune Cookie, Taylorito is the hard one out, the bottom's also. What's it going on? Next stage, tap dancing in the Senate floor show. Look out, Lance, give them all a second chance. Judge ain't the kind who likes to be patronized. Anyone connected with this case who ain't apologized. Right, every day there seems to be another surprise. Can't hold a candle to a juicy scandal. Jeanette Harris, sequestered major protester, said she been treated like Jack Bennett's Rochester. Charges of racism, later full of criticism. It's the kind of thing that they love in yellow journalism. Look out, Lance, she wanna dance. Somebody please explain to me the theory of conspiracy. This is about a murder now. What an exercise of bigotry. Everyone forgot this is a heinous double felony. Watching this thing, it's become the trial of the century. OJ didn't commit it after cross-examination. I think Dennis Funk did it. 4 boys, a nervous wreck. Hammered by the pencil neck. Sweating like you're trying to pass a loan shark a rubber check. Look out, Lance. Witness wet his pants. It ain't hard to sympathize. All the beefers want to do is badger and antagonize. But Dennis ain't the one who should be penalized. Barry Sheck ought to get that nose of his circumcised. Can't decide what's dumb and what's dumber. Kaylin's book or AC's 900 phone number. Kano in a hot seat, soon to be dead meat. Looks like a deadbeat, gotta move off the easy street. Look out, Lance, he got a big advance. Has he no dignity, publishing his diary? If he wrote a book, it ain't perjury, it's blasphemy. Kano better sign up for the William Morris Agency, cause the jury just got you a gig as an accessory.
Bob Dylan and Subterranean OJ Blues. Part 2.
Once upon a time you dressed so fine. You threw the bumps of dime in your prime, didn't you? The voice is gone, man. Want to try it again? Imus in the morning.
Please say hi to Vince Malamuth, who's going to play organ with us, John David's band, and my buddy who helped us write James Dean and Best of My Love and Doolin Dalton, and this song we're about to do, J.D. Souther. It's called There's a New Kid in Town.
Imus in the morning.
The program tomorrow, either Dr. Hargis or I'm in Washington, and whatever Rob decides to do. Larry and Bernie. Senator Chris Dodd, who's a minute of Motown.
I don't like you, but I love you. Seems that I'm always thinking of you so. You make me badly. I love you madly. You really got a hold on me. Really got a hold on me. Really got a hold on me. Really got a hold, baby. Imus in the morning.
I can't. Copyright 1995, Infinity Broadcasting. All rights reserved. Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN and the Westwood One Radio Network. Now erase that, Rosemary. This concludes the entertainment and revenue-generating portion of your broadcast day. We now return you to the rest of your local programming schedule, an indecipherable embarrassment of broadcasting incompetence that compelled the station to subscribe to the Imus in the Morning program in the first place. The entertainment and revenue-generating portion of the broadcast day, the Imus in the Morning program, will resume tomorrow morning. Check your local listings for time and schedule.
For sports scores and sports news, it's WFAN 2020 Sports at the top of the hour, 20 past the hour, and 20 before the hour. That's 2020 Sports all day, every day on the Fan. Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York. WFAN 2020 Sports.
It's 10 o'clock. Good morning. This is Mike Breen. WFAN 2020 Sports, the flagship station for New York Rangers hockey.
And a good morning. morning, everybody. Russ Salzberg with you here on this Monday morning, 24th day of April, 1995. The number, as always, is 718-937-6666. It's a busy day and a busy week. Lots to talk about. You know what? For many of us, we didn't think this week was going to come. By that, I mean a week where we're going to have basketball playoffs starting, a baseball season, the whole shebang existent, I should say. Anyway, my thanks today to Jets head coach Richie Kotite for talking about the draft with us, our own Susan Waldman, Eddie Coleman, Eddie Scazzeri, Mike Hayes along the way sitting in for yous, Mike Breen and Minko, Cute Cully with the updates, and you the fans until tomorrow. Bye-bye, so long, and farewell.
Sports Radio 66, The Fan, WFAN.
It's a
That's what's happening. This is John Minko with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Rangers hockey.
Mike and the Mad Dog. Sports Radio 66, WFAN. They're talking sports, going at it as hard as they can. It's Mike and the Mad Dog on the Fan. Nothing can get by 'em, turn it on and try 'em. Mike and the Mad Dog, WFAN.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? Mike and the Mad Dog on the Fan on a Monday in New York, 24th day of April, 1995. Good to have you with us. Talking about the world of sports, the overqualified Jeff Hughes and Robert W. Gelb, still part of the shop. Here across the way as we talk about the world of sports. Good afternoon there, Michael. How are you?
I'm fine, Doug. I'm looking forward to this week because, you know, hey, Jack.
That's right. Now you can choose from a locker room full of the highest quality sportswear. 100% cotton t-shirts, baseball shirts, shorts, sweatshirts, pro-style baseball caps, and more. Order the first edition of Badwear today. Back to you.
Chuck, Rod. Thank you, Chuck. What a smart guy. Hey, it's time for you to get your hot little hands on the first edition of Fanwear. Just call toll-free Monday through Friday between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. at 1-800-321-WFAN. That's 1-800-321-WFAN.
Look what's happening.
Decent boxing
It really
history.
was. Hard to believe. We'll come back and talk to Harold Liederman about that right after this. Don't go away.
Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
A little bit
And
less for the Jets.
And a very underrated 7 sacks last year.
Yeah,
That's
solid play.
Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Hello, listeners.
In your shorts, 2020 Sports. With a pass to the point for Zubov, who lines it up, shoot.
Morning, gentlemen. Do you remember the guy on Fred Allen's Falstaff Openshaw who would say, I have written a poem?
No, I don't.
There once was a geek named D'Amato who offended all persons Yamato. That is by the way, the official word for the old Japanese nation. He bombed badly on Imus, so maybe it's time us voters struck him with a tomato. Now,
This is something else, but do you have Calvin Trillin on hold here? Yeah.
If your radio light sucks in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
Are you attacking my friend Geraldo now, who's
no, as a matter of fact, I grudgingly had to admit that he put together three intelligent sentences on your show this morning, and I might as well.
Do you box, Mr. Cabot?
I would in his case.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Well,
Cohen for the 9X Mobile Fan Highway Patrol.
I'm Imus in the morning, and you can call the Imus and loser.
I don't care if it rains or freezes, as long as I got my plastic Jesus riding on the dashboard of my truck. I can go 100 miles an hour as long as I got the almighty power stuck up there with my pair of fuzzy dials.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Can I get an amen?
Amen. Amen. Amen.
I'm us just like the book of the same title soon to be in a store near you in economical paperback form. Won't you buy up a gross for the heavenly host? Somebody say, yea, verily I will. Thank you, brother. Dearly beloved, I'm appearing here today to correct a matter of injustice, a matter of bias, a matter of inequity, a matter of prejudice, a matter of short-sighted, inequitable, indefensible, unsportsmanlike twisting of veracity. I'm here to step up to the plate of truth and swat a certain frustrated, prissy New York newspaper columnist into the cheap seat, a member of NWA. Nitwits with agendas. New York Newsday's ink-slinging backbiter Les Payne. At an unfortunate moment in time when our nation seeks healing, dear listener, Mr. Payne is seeking to drive us apart. Mr. Payne, on the very day designated for national reflection and regeneration, put an article in his paper that sought to pin the label racist on my dear colleague, host of this radio program, Imus in the Music. Mr. Payne said our brothers are bigots. He said he's insensitive. Said people have to wade through slime and sludge to get into his studio. Said the I-Man is an idiot. Well, rather than launch his broadside at the I-Man head on, Mr. Payne decided to take cover behind a couple of idealistic malcontents on a college campus and reprint a hurtful letter, friend. Some of them wrote to Imus's little woman, or his wife, complaining that he preferred to O.J. Simpson defense geek Johnny Cochran as Johnny Boogaloo Cochran. But failing to note, he'd also described Robert Shapiro as a Shasta moron and F. Lee Bailey as a teeth-sucking drunk. Sorry, Mr. Payne, but that's just an accuracy in reporting, something you could brush up on before tossing off allegations about Imus calling Anthony Mason of the New York Knickerbockers a gorilla. He did no such thing. What he should have called him is a hooked-on phonics dropout who has to carve his address in his head so cab drivers can get him home. As usual, your own agenda is showing, Mr. Payne. The I-Man is a lot of things, but bigot won't stick. And by the way, tell them bunch of kids who wrote to Ms. Imus to learn how to spell boogaloo. Let's close out here now, friends. A hand-wringing, flustered, overblown smear from more or less pain in the rear. Can I get somebody to give me a amen now?
George, let's ride.
I know that.
Finally, the president goes on record. Hate radio. After doing your show so many times, no wonder he hates radio. What's he screaming about? It's free speech, my friend. Little thing called the Constitution. Our forefathers provided me with the right to go on your show and say, you suck, Imus. You suck, Imus. God, I love this country. The hell with the FCC. Under the Bill of Rights, I can say penis as many times as I want to.
Well, we'd rather you didn't get it.
Penis, 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 penis.
Just shut up.
Of course, the right to free speech doesn't mean I have to be funny when I say it.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, neither does it do you.
It's 13 after the hour. It's time for more news. Here now with my friend Charles McCord. On the Imus in the Morning program, Rush Limbaugh. Good morning, Rush.
My friends, it has come to my attention that I'm receiving some bad publicity from, of all things, a conservative right-to-life group. Seems I'm being taken to task over my refusal to run an ad they designed protesting the odious new film, Priest. I say odious, although I've not seen the movie, nor do I intend to see it. However, I feel confident enough in the knowledge of its tasteless prurience to condemn it.
Yeah.
After all, I've never attached my scrotum to a 2x4 with the help of a stable gun either.
Rush.
But I know enough to realize it's not something I'd want to do on a Saturday evening.
Shut up.
Seems the Limbaugh lambast comes from the Anti-Abortion American Life League, and they maintain that the reason I refuse to broadcast their little radio ads calling for a boycott of the Walt Disney Company, the distributor of the film Priest, is because of a conflict of interest, as I am heard on one of the Disney-owned radio stations in California. Folks, once again, I've been misrepresented. Never it be said that I have ever avoided biting the hand that feeds me. But in the interest of clarity, let me tell you again. The Walt Disney Company is the single most powerful terrorist organization existing in the country today, perpetuating a conspiracy designed to undermine the very fabric of our society. Through seemingly innocent cartoons, it is responsible for a subliminal campaign aimed at chipping away at the values of our very children. Witness the moral ambiguity that presents itself in the film Snow White, where a virginal woman cohabitates with 7 male genetic mutants. The phallic imagery that engulfs Pinocchio whenever he tells a lie. Or the gender confusion extant in Cinderella, who, with her wicked stepmother and 3 stepsisters, is merely a front for a thinly veiled allegory embracing the concepts of lesbianism. Those cute little anthropomorphic barnyard characters, anything but innocent. Chip and Dale, androgynous anarchists. Donald Duck, a cranky pedophile who walks around in public without the benefit of pants. And just what is the message sent to our children when an elephant, the time-honored emblem of the Republican Party, is named Dumbo? And while we're on the subject of conspiracies and Dumbos, Bill and Hillary recently provided sworn testimony to White House Independent Counsel Kenneth Ringo Starr regarding Whitewater. The $64,000 question: how long did it take for them to give each other up? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? She did it! No, he did it! Seems that counsel was most interested in this mysterious box of papers they found in Vince Foster's office. Well, first of all, it wasn't a box of papers. It was a roll of papers. And second of all, they belonged to Roger Clinton.
Rush Limbaugh, Henry Imus, the morning program. Speaking of hate radio, there's Rush to sing.
Well, I don't care what you think, but liberals stink, and Democrats almost as lame. All those Negroes and Jews, they give me the blues. Our country's dying, and Clinton's to blame. The Nazis are wrong, and they don't belong in my conservative-minded domain. But let's call a truce, stick your head in this noose, and don't let me hear you complain. 'Cause I like friends with white faces and a burning cross that you know chases those Jews away. Then we call it a day. Oh, we're mighty big on the master races. We wear slip-on sheets and pillowcases. Oh, I like friends with white faces. My peers, we don't tolerate queers. Show them what an axe handle's for. You wouldn't believe what we did to this painted swastikas on his front door. I'm proud as can be, 'cause the whole EIB think I could be president someday. But I'm just a man of letters, you see, and they all spell KKK. 'Cause I like friends with white faces and a burning cross that you know chases those Jews away. Then we call it a day. Oh, we're mighty big on the master races. We wear slip-on sheets and pillowcases. Oh, I like friends with white faces. I like friends with white faces and a burning cross that you know chases those Jews away.
Rush Limbaugh, Henry Imus, the morning program. I don't know if Garth Brooks was on the other day. I neglected to tell Garth about that.
Yeah.
Why get into that? Here's Andrew from Denver on the island of the United States, Bill Clinton. Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning, Don. How are you?
Gus, I guess I could ask you, the bed in that old El Camino wasn't large enough to play football on, so, Mr. President, what was that AstroTurf for?
You're old enough to remember what it was like.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
I'm guilty of a lot of things, but I didn't ever do that. But I don't think I should disclaim it, really. Just leave it out there.
I mean, it's like saying you didn't inhale, Mr. President. I mean, come on here.
No, it's just that I didn't inhale in the back of the pickup.
Imus in the morning. For
Sports. Here comes another pitch from the pitcher. And the pitch is being thrown, and it has been thrown, and it's a strike. Balls and strikes tonight with replacement umpires. Good morning. Mike Breen with Sports. Jerry Seinfeld to call on the MSG Network. Opening day tonight in Florida. Marlins host the Dodgers with the Major League. I am Imus in the morning. We'll talk to Fred. Santa Fe, New Mexico, coming up. Green. OJ.
It's also infantile. O.J. Simpson's late denial. I hate the sport of art. If he's not guilty, why'd he run? He'll be running to the bank when they declare mistrial. Martian needs time to prepare. Not a question, just a hair. Doesn't matter what was bad at all over Hollywood. If you're on court TV, it's crucial to look good. Funny how it all shakes out. No shadow of a doubt. OJ's looking out. The judge is getting pissed. Another juror gets dismissed. Conflagration, allegation, jury room is a plantation. Most TV cameras are so damn hard to resist. Check out that Barry Shack. Don't his nose look like a dick? I can't watch him in the courtroom beating up on Dennis Farm. His face is like the jury, they both seem to be hung. Funny how it all shakes out. No shadow of a doubt. OJ's looking out. OJ's looking out. Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. Imus in the morning. Angel, teen angel, teen angel. Imus in the morning.
Let me talk to you about, imagine coming home and discovering you've been robbed. Well, this but America's Anchorman, not Canada's, and not hooked on phonics, but America's Anchorman, Dan Rather is. Good morning, Mr. Rather.
Hey, good morning, Iman. How are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
Great.
You know, I was thinking the other day, it's time for you to do something nutty again.
Well, I'm doing it. I'm calling in this morning.
You know, get beat up in an elevator or some goofy thing.
I haven't thought of anything nutty to do, but, the day's not over yet either.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
You and Connie are not still fighting, are you?
Beg pardon?
I said, you and Connie are not still fighting, are you?
Oh, no, never have been.
That's like if you stop beating your wife.
Oh, never have been.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN. I don't care if it rains or freezes, as long as I got my plastic Jesus riding on the dashboard of my truck. I can go 100 miles an hour, as long as I got the almighty power stuck up there with my pair of fuzzy dials. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Can I get an amen?
Amen. Amen. Amen.
And now Bernard McGurk as Maya Angelou.
How y'all doing?
Fine.
Whitey plucked you from the jungle for too many years. They took away your pride, your dignity, and your damn spear.
That will be fine.
With freedom came new woes. Into Whitey's world, you was rudely cast. So wake up now and go to work. You can kiss my big black...
No.
Why, oh why am I a heavy load?
Shut up.
Let me get a Newport.
They dragged you from homeland. They chained you in coffles. They huddled you, spoon fashion, in filthy hatches. They sold you to give a few gentlemen ease. They broke you in like oxen and scourged you and branded you, made your women breeders, swelled your numbers with bastards, and taught you a religion they often disgraced. And you sang, keep an inching along like a poe inchworm. And you sang, by and by, I'ma lay down this heavy load.
Imus in the morning.
Are you ready to... Supposed to happen, but it does happen.
Ex communitatis, ex unione fidelium.
It is not heresy, and I will not recant. Devil man, devil man, devil man, running my head. Devil man, devil man, devil man, running my head.
Imus in the morning.
Political commentary.
Imus in the morning.
Raisel OJ in baseball. Is wrong.
Count Celadonna and beg Giannis Potter and Shapiro's fortune cookie say that Ito is a hard one. Aldamado's also wasn't very apropos. Next day, tap dancing in the Senate floor show. Look out, Lance, give them all a second chance. Judge ain't the kind who likes to be patronized. Anyone connected with this case who ain't apologized. Every day there seemed to be another surprise. Can't hold a candle to a juicy scandal. Jeanette Harris sequestered, major protester, said she been treated like Jack Bennett's Rochester. Charges of racism, later full of criticism. It's the kind of thing that they love in yellow journalism. Look out, Lance, she wanna dance. Somebody please explain to me this theory of conspiracy. This is about a murder, not an exercise of bigotry. Everyone forgot this is a heinous double felony. Watching this thing's become the trial of the century. I hate to admit it, OJ didn't commit it after cross-examination. I think Dennis Funk did it. Poor boy's a nervous wreck, hammered by the pencil neck, sweating like he's trying to pass a loan shark a rubber check. Look out, Lance, witness wet his pants. It ain't on to sympathize, all the deepest wanna do is badger and antagonize. But Dennis ain't the one who should be penalized. Barry Sheck ought to get that nose of his circumcised. I really can't decide what's dumb and what's dumber. Kaylin's book or AC's 900 phone number. Kato in a hot seat, soon to be dead meat. Looks like a deadbeat, gotta move off the easy street. Look out, Lance, he got a big advance. Has he no dignity, publishing his diary? If he wrote a book, it ain't perjury, it's blasphemy. Kato better sign up with the William Morris Agency, cause the jury just got you a gig as an accessory.
Copyright 1995, Infinity Broadcasting, all rights reserved. Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN, the Westwood One Radio Network, and the Devil.
This concludes the entertainment and revenue-generating portion of your broadcast day. We now return you to the rest of your local programming schedule, an indecipherable embarrassment of broadcasting incompetence that compelled this station to subscribe to the Imus in the Morning program in the first place. The entertainment and revenue-generating portion of the broadcast day, the Imus in the Morning program, will resume tomorrow morning. Check your local listings for time and schedule.
2020 Sports on the Fan means you'll get all the scores and sports news every 20 minutes. At the top of the hour, 20 minutes after the hour, and 20 minutes before the hour. 2020 Sports all day on Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York. WFAN 2020 Sports.
It's 10 o'clock. Good morning. This is Mike Breen.
Chip Station 4, New York Rangers hockey.
Sports Radio 66, the fan, WFAN, New York.
And a good morning, everybody. Russ Salzberg with you here on this Tuesday morning, the 25th day of April, 1995. The number, as always, is 718-937-6666. And based upon the performance last night by the Rangers, it's going to be anything but a cakewalk from here to the end of the season if they get into the playoffs. I mean, I'm telling you, last night, 12:55, at which time the Mets and Blue Jays pick things up right here on a fan from the Sky Dome up in Toronto.
Sports Radio 66, the fan, WFAN.
Hey, look out. Here I am sticking up now for Rob Moore. They made a decision. I mean, don't label this guy as a malcontent, the bad guy. He's a good kid. He just made a personnel decision, went another way. My thanks to the boys across the way, Scazzeri Hughes, Greeny Minko with the updates, and you the fans. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Sports Radio 66, the fan, WFAN.
Maybe you should get...
Smart guy, ain't he? I'm not just saying that.
No, he is.
As legitimate criticism, a thinly veiled device for reveling in the agony of others with the Dean of Broadcast Journalists, Walter Cronkite.
And no shortage of agony in which to revel today, as it appears that the shiitake mushrooms are finally about to hit the fan at my old alma mater, CBS News. Ironic, as shiitake mushrooms are a staple of Oriental cuisine, and part of our focus today is a certain China woman who's in a stew. Yes, the fracture dividing CBS co-anchors Dan Rather and Connie Chung appears in recent days to have become an unspannable gulf. When the horrific story of the Oklahoma City tragedy broke, Dan happened to be taking a few days off horseback riding in Texas. The stablemate, if you will, thrust on him 2 years ago, Miss Chung, was rushed in to anchor CBS's Oklahoma coverage, despite the fact Dan strongly expressed a desire to head for the scene himself. No, he was told, stay in the saddle. The coverage was Connie's. One can only imagine the delighted cackling of Connie as Dan screamed Confucian hate imprecations at the sky. How is the industry to interpret the stormy Rather-Chung relationship at this point? In the view of this revered, beloved, ossified old reporter, somewhere a funny is being dangled just above a kettle of 212-degree water, if you know what I'm saying. While incidental to the human concerns of the Oklahoma story, the situation nevertheless serves to demonstrate just how deep the CBS turmoil runs. And all of it, it seems to me, traceable to the moment when News Division President Eric Ober decided, in a teeth-grinding, wild-eyed panic, that in order to goose ratings, it would either make Dan deliver the news wearing a dog head or drop Tokyo Rose on him in the form of Connie Chung. 2 years ago, with Dan as solo anchor, CBS News was in second place. After 2 years of the grand experiment in co-anchors, they're mired in third place. And only because there's not a fourth, fifth, and sixth major network to which they could run seventh. So how does Dan recover? I see only one possible solution. Dan, it's time to freak again. To do something so totally nuts this time around that you lionize the headlines yourself. Relegate Miss Chung to wide-eyed, stunned silence so dramatic that she'll spend the rest of her days in a white tile room with her head shaved, reading the news into a rubber dog bone. Exactly what, I'm not sure. But based on your past behavior, I'm confident you can come up with something. Perhaps more than just snapping at another world leader, but short of getting caught in a Rob Lowe video in the sack with Jan Wenner. Many managing editors, such as yourself, might be tempted to seek the input of outside consultants at this point. But to bring an end to the unique duress you're under, you don't need a consultant, Dan. You need an exorcist. For Media Watch, this is Walter Cronkite. Thank you and good night.
Imus in the morning.
So what do you...
Hey, Davis, turn that radio on, will you?
Radio sucks. I like videos better. They have chicks with big thingies and string bikinis. There's no chicks with big thingies and string bikinis on the radio.
Well, except for maybe on the Howard Stern show.
I want to monitor some of these hate-filled right-wing extremist talk shows.
Oh.
My friends, greetings and salutations to you all from the Limbaugh Institute for Advanced
This is hate
Conservative
radio.
Studies.
Cole, I hate it already.
It's not called hate radio because you hate it, Beavis. It's because it features talk show hosts that spew hate.
Is this fat dude Limbo gonna spew? Cole,
Well, he's not going to spit up, Beavis, but he's going to say things that'll make me want to spit up.
but like, I thought he had a constitutional right to free speech.
Everyone in this country has a right to free speech, Beavis, but that doesn't mean you can say fire in a crowded movie theater.
Fire! Fire!
I'm against all inherent inflammatory political rhetoric that explicitly encourages violence and creates a climate of division.
Fire! Fire!
There is some unpleasantness going on. After the break, more information on our second annual bake sale.
Wow, big sale.
And how, with the money we raise, we're going to buy assault weapons and take over the country.
Here, eat this cupcake, you fat butt munch.
Well, thank you, Beavis. Don't mind if I do.
Not you hamster humper.
Beavis and Bubba here on the Imus in the Morning program. It is coming up on 7 minutes past the hour. Andy Rooney on a little while ago.
Nobody wants to play rhythm guitar behind Jesus.
Everybody wants to be the lead singer in the band.
Imus in the morning.
Oak Ridge boys when they still love the baby Jesus. Well, we come into this world barefoot just... All right. Andy Rooney was on earlier this morning talking about My War, which is a terrific new book detailing Andy's experiences as a correspondent for the Stars and Stripes, the Army newspaper in World War II. And there are some very amusing moments in it. So in case you missed it, he'll be coming up in a little while here, around 9:30 Eastern Time.
Imus in the morning.
All right, let me talk to you here for a moment.
Cohen for the 9X Mobile Fan Highway Patrol.
I'm Imus in the morning. Dick Cavett just faxed me a letter that...
Just fine, thank you.
I'm going to go with E because I can't say Erskine.
That's fine.
What do you do?
I'm an attorney.
When somebody on this program murders me, then yeah, I can call you, right?
Well, obviously, it'll probably be Bernard, in which case I would definitely get the money up front first.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
I thought that what you guys did to Maya Angelou was just horrible.
Why?
She's a poet, for God's sake.
Well,
She's a woman of letters. All she talks about is love and bringing people together. You guys beat her up like
No,
she
we
owed
did
you
not.
money.
No, we didn't beat her up like she owed us money. We, in fact, we played little excerpts from the speech.
I heard you. And what came to mind when I heard that was rope-a-dope. You guys just...
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Remember this.
It's cool for you.
Remember how you suffered last year? All the heat and humidity, just when you wanted some relief with a new energy-efficient air conditioner, they were sold out. Well, you can be ready for another hot, sticky season, plus get cash back during the annual Frederick pre-season sale. There's no better time to buy America's best room air conditioners. Ultra-quiet, super high energy efficiency, and electronic control convenience. Get a Frederick and get a cash rebate up to $100, depending on the model you buy. But that's not all. Ask anyone. Frederick may cost a little more, but you get so much more. Known the world over for quantity, dependability, and energy efficiency. Buy your Frederick now. Get up to $100 back on America's best air conditioner during the once-a-year Frederick pre-season sale.
It's cool for you.
See your authorized Frederick dealer today. He's in the yellow pages.
All right, here now, Eileen Marchese Cohen with the 9X Mobile Fan Highway Patrol.
Imus in the morning, 2020 Sports rolls on.
The 1-2 pitch is a curveball, got him looking. Strike 3 called, and so the Kid Johnson is burned by CNS, and the Dodgers hang on in capital letters to win this one 8-7.
Oh, God, what a tedious, give it up.
Talk about
Come
hanging
on,
the game's over.
Jesus, God almighty.
Man.
Vince Scully was doing the Dodgers games when I was in a record business in Los Angeles, and Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale were each holding out for $100,000. A great day for a ball game. God, spit it out. Strike 3, game's over. Get out of here. Gee.
And will he go away? No. Well, that was the opening day for Baseball 95. Dodgers win, beating the Bar. In predictions is outfielder Luis Polonia, who's ready to steal many, many bases.
I know I stole 55. That's my career high. And I'm going to beat that this year. I mean, I'm going to run. I'm not going to save nothing for later. I'm going to go full ball, and I'm going to see as many bases as I can get.
You had to steal, for each car, you had to steal a base. Be a way to keep track. Also, Mets and Rockies playing tonight in Colorado. Great weather forecast for that one. Mr. Polonia never in want of a ride home after the game. He just goes out in the parking lot and cops a yuppie's Beamer. So, as we move on to another story, Mets and Rockies in Denver tonight. The weather forecast in Denver, scattered rain and... Your time's up, you geek.
I was a kid at school. I messed around with all the rules. Apologized then, realized I'm not different after all. Me and the boys thought we had it sussed. Valentino's all of us. My dad said we look ridiculous. But boy, we broke some hearts. In and out of jobs, running free, waging war with society. Dumb blank faces stare back at me, but nothing ever changed. Promises made in the heat of the night, creeping home before it got too light. I wasted all that precious time and blamed it on the wine. I was only joking, my dear, looking for a way to hide my fear. What kind of fool was I? I could never win, never win. Imus in the morning.
14 of the hour in New York. It's only one thing better than building a new deck, and that's building a new deck with materials from Riverhead Building Supplies. Hate Radio is making intemperate remarks about
Innocent people.
Webb Hubble look-alike.
You know,
I'm just
look in the mirror, see if it cracks.
I am. Oh, that's a nice thing.
Well, what do you say? My mother's a lovely lady. I don't know what you're talking about.
Got that big beehive hairdo going on hers, man. She looks like one of the Bartletts.
Oh, leave her be. She does not.
Well, I mean, come on here.
Play mahjong tonight.
It's 9 minutes till the hour. I am Imus in the morning. Jeff from Youngstown, are you still on the phone?
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm still here.
How long have you been on the phone now? I'm sorry about that, but...
Oh, that doesn't really matter that much.
I do anything. And...
I've been here so long, I feel like the caller who came to dinner. It's,
right, yeah. So what did you want to talk about now?
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter?
It really doesn't. No,
well,
I wanted to talk about these.
Hang on just a second here. Listen, can you hang on? I'll be back tomorrow, all right?
Okay.
All right.
Imus. Copyright 1995, Infinity Broadcasting. All rights reserved. Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN and the Westwood One Radio Network, in case anybody gives a damn.
This concludes the entertainment and revenue-generating portion of your broadcast day. We now return you to the rest of your local programming schedule, an indecipherable embarrassment of broadcasting incompetence that compelled this station to subscribe to the Imus in the Morning program in the first place. The entertainment and revenue-generating portion of the broadcast day, the Imus in the Morning program, will resume tomorrow morning. Check your local listings for time and schedule.
For sports scores and sports news, it's WFAN 2020 Sports at the top of the hour, 20 past the hour, and 20 before the hour. That's 2020 Sports all day, every day on the Fan. Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York. WFAN 2020 Sports.
It's 10 o'clock. Good morning. This is Mike Breen. 52 degrees right now. That's what's happening. I'm Mike Breen, WFAN 2020 Sports, the flagship station for New York Mets baseball.
It's Russ Salzberg live from Yankee Stadium covering opening day. Brought to you by your Tri-State GMC truck dealers here on The Fan.
Sports Radio 66, The Fan, WFAN, New York.
And a good morning, everybody. Russ Salzberg with you here on this super-duper Wednesday morning, the 26th day of April, 1995. We're at Yankee Stadium for, yes, indeed, opening day. It finally has arrived for the Yankees. They get things started today in their 1995 season in their quest for a World Series championship when they face the Texas Rangers at 1:30. We will be here from 10 to 1, talking with players, talking with the manager, with the up in the booth. Lots of people to speak to. We just finished with Stick Michael, Bucky Dent, and Doug Melvin. More coming up in the next hour. Again, we're here until 1 o'clock, at which time we give way, and then the Yankees will open up their season against the Texas Rangers, 1:30 with Jimmy Key on the hill.
Sports Radio 66, The Fan, WFAN.
All right, well, that's a wrap on our busy opening day show here at Yankee Stadium. My thanks to Buck Showalter, Wade Boggs, Joe Arsenio, Billy Connors, Deion James, Pat Kelly, Stick Michael, Bucky Dent, and Doug Melvin of the Rangers, Dino Fair Players Association. Mel Allen needs no introduction, neither does George Steinbrenner. Of course, Andy Scazzeri, Dick James, Eric Spitz, Carrie Loberfeld, everybody today. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Sports Radio 66, The Fan, WFAN.
Chris is making a big mistake getting married.
What about you getting married a second?
Oh,
You make it sound like that you've been,
I was divorced.
You're a failure, too, you know, there in that department.
No. I was divorced 15 years. The first marriage was drunk.
You did
I was
not.
drunk.
Is that the reason why the marriage fell apart?
Oh, no, Chris, because I was such a nice guy around the house, all coked up and drinking vodka. No, I was Mr. C from Happy Days.
Thought she was gone 5 years before Don knew it.
Mike and the Mad Dog from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good afternoon at 1 o'clock. This is John Minko. Sonny, and that's what's happening. This is John Minko at 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball.
It's Mike and the Mad Dog live from Coors Field in Denver on opening day. Brought to you by your Tri-State GMC truck dealers and Continental Airlines on The Fan.
Mike and the Mad Dog. Sports Radio 66, WFAN. They're talking sports, going at it as hard as they can. It's Mike and the Mad Dog on The Fan. Nothing can get by 'em. Turn it on and try 'em. Mike and the Mad Dog, WFAN.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? Mike and the Mad Dog on the Fan. Good to have you with us. Ready for the NFL playoffs. Broncos and the Oilers tonight from Mile High Stadium with 9 inches of snow on the ground. Good to have you with us. Chris Machikowski and the wonderful Bob Gelb is, of course, with us as we chat from literally Coors Field, Mike. Good to have you with us, and I'll tell you, there is snow all over the place. If they get it in, I'll be as shocked. Well, they get it in, but there's going to be some white stuff around this field, Mike, for the rest of the afternoon. A lot of snow.
A little left.
Coming back.
From the Braves. 6 big ones in 2 innings.
Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66, WFAN. In the morning,
All right, here now on the Imus Morning program, the man who did not win the Marconi as the best nationally syndicated radio personality in America. I did. Rush Limbaugh. Good morning, Rush.
My friends, this train is a conservative train. It's a rolling down the fast track. It's bound for glory, and I am its smoke-spewing steam engine, Rush Limbaugh. Woo-woo! All aboard. Next up, irrefutable truth.
Rush placed second.
Every once in a while, a book comes along that brightens the spirit and makes one feel ever so much more hopeful for the future of civilization. Classics like Mein Kampf. This week, two such tomes arrived, according to the New York Times Book Review. The first, Richard J. Herrnstein and Charles Murray's The Bell Curve.
Here we go.
And the salient point that rises from these 845 pages as spectacularly as Excalibur held aloft by the Lady of the Lake. IQ differs between ethnic groups.
Well, not exactly.
Here it is, folks, in black and white, so to speak, living proof.
Shut up.
Not since the good old days when William Shockley made the modest proposal that people with low intelligence quotient be paid to be sterilized has there been such uplifting news. But then, just when I thought it couldn't get any better, I read Roger Kimball's review of William A. Henry III's In Defense of Elitism.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, this self-proclaimed liberal's work reads as though it were the Limbaugh letter. According to the late Mr. Henry, although every member of the human race has the potential to contribute something to society, quote, it is scarcely the same thing to put a man on the moon as to put a bone in your nose. Bravo! Give credit where credit is due. Finally, someone who has the guts to say that just because some three-time felon with a beatbox and microphone can rhythmically provide 4 minutes worth of rhyming couplets centered around the joys of a gargantuan derriere, it does not put him in the same category as George Gershwin. And the reason he is not? He's not as smart. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's the facts, folks. And it gets better. I tell you, they should posthumously award the Nobel Prize for Poetry to Mr. Henry for his assertion that the elimination of every female's contribution to the arts wouldn't make a whit of difference in Western culture.
Good.
Gee, you mean the world would still be the same without Anna Quindlen? Unearned equality, that's liberal philosophy in a nutshell, and it runs rampant. You tell me how you can take 3 men, 2 well-respected members of the Hebrew persuasion, and one of the anal sex with farm animals contingent, and tell me that they all deserve to be lionized in the same group. And I'm not talking about Peres, Rabin, and Arafat here. I'm talking Spielberg, Katzenberg, and Geffen. More after this.
I went to a garden party to see all my donkey friends. A chance to name my running mate and be the president. When I got to the garden party, no one heard my name. They were drinking and acting like the Kennedys and checking out the dates. But it's all right now. I learned my lesson well. You see, I can't please everyone, 'cause I'm just asleep myself. People came from miles around, no one had a care, looking for booze and harlots in leather underwear. Now New York is a jungle, even Mario's afraid, but the delegates were more concerned about getting laid. But it's all right now. I learned my lesson well. You see, I can't please everyone, 'cause I'm just asleep myself. La-da-da, la-da-da-da. Gave them all my rhetoric. I thought that's why they came. But no one heard the speeches. The joint was all in flames. I said hello to Mary Jane, but I didn't inhale. And I said goodbye when the contact high made me like Dan Quayle. But it's all right now. I learned my lesson well. You see, I can't please everyone, 'cause I'm just asleep myself. La-da-da-da, la-da-da-da, la-da-da-da. The delegates from the 50 states were looking for tasty nuts.
three guys are here. James Percolay.
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 Okay, Don.
Monterey Ivy.
There you go.
And Stefan Dweck. And they have this book, and it's called Snaps, and it's...
Well, see, when you play the game, you can talk about any family member.
Yeah.
For instance, again, getting back on my partner here, James, his sister.
Right.
She was so dumb. She once climbed a tree in the hopes of becoming a branch manager.
I've seen your mother. She's so ugly. When she goes in the bank, they turn off the cameras.
Oh, you want to talk about mothers? His mother is so dumb. When he was born, she looked at the umbilical cord and said, "Look, honey, it comes with cable."
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Yo, Stefan, man, your lips so big you don't need airbags in your car. If you had a car. Bernard, your mother is so nasty, she wears long dresses that hide the no-pest strip.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
From each win for the 9X Mobile Fan Highway Patrol.
Imus in the morning.
All right, here now with comment and observation on headline issues of the day. Imus and Washington's senior political analyst, the late Richard M. Nixon.
Yes. Speaking to you from the other side, as it were. Imus in the morning. Go to the light, Dick. Go to the light. And all that other off-the-wall Ariana Huffington psychobabble, eh? So, Iman, many matters to mull over today. Newt, the contract, this whole great government upheaval that's unfolding. So let's go right to that which resonates loudest, okay? Issue 1, the 104th Congress. Or, what do you get when you cross Barney Frank with the new Speaker of the House? You give up?
Yeah.
A fag Newton. You get it? A fag Newton?
Shut up.
All right, never mind. Issue 2, the search for a meaningful Democratic role. Or, Chris Dodd. Can this senator be saved? Well, the jury's still out, in my view. Now, I, as you, like Senator Dodd, I think that on increasingly rare occasions, he can sound reasonable, and I've always admired his style. Therefore, it's sad what's happened to him. Just as he was becoming a factor, a presence on our national political scene, thanks in no small measure to his exposure on your very fine program, what happens? The Bagala Carvel-driven November 8th catastrophe. And Senator Dodd, bless him, as all Democrats, finds himself relegated to fly-spec status once again. Terrible thing. And just to demonstrate how irrelevant he's become, J.D., at the very moment you'd pull him to the top of the mountain, strong man coming on, President Clinton makes the poor bastard the new chairman of the Democratic National Committee. For crying out loud, Imus, hasn't he suffered enough?
Yes.
What's he going to do for him next? Name him head of Madison Guarantee Savings and Loan? Issue 3. Celebrity milk mustaches. Are you upon this, Donna?
No.
A huge ad campaign, $52 million to try to sell women on drinking milk.
Right.
20 female celebrities, Lauren Bacall, Naomi Campbell, Christy Brinkley, all photographed suggestively by Annie Leibovitz with those milk mustaches dripping from their upper lips.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if it'll work on women, J.D., but it sure as hell got Dick Nixon's attention, let me tell you. And it didn't have a damn thing to do with dairy products. Ain't too surprising that Eleanor Smeal and Patricia Ireland aren't in the group of gals, eh? Speaking of marketing, as we head for the barn here, gotta hand it to old O.J. Simpson, turning adversity into assets. Plan a big pay-per-view special for when you're acquitted. Fast 10 mil and you put even Newt Gingrich's book deal to shame. Here's my problem with it. How come I never thought of this? I got office, you know. Did some genius come to me with a pay-per-view concept? No! What the hell were we paying that idiot Ziegler for anyway? Way to drop the ball, Ron. One last thought on this court case to riches idea for this Sheikh fellow, Omar Rock and Roll Abdul or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Get this, a sunglasses tie-in, you know, with Oakley or Ray-Ban or somebody.
Yeah.
He sits there in court with those hideous fogged marble eyeballs hidden, and we carve Varney Cleric in the back of his head. He makes a buck, and we don't have to give the jury air sick bags. And that's the world through, coincidentally, a dead Dick's eye today, man. That of Dick Nixon, deceased former president of the United States.
Hey, butthead, look, it's that singing nun chick.
She's cool. Dominique.
No, not that singing nun. The other one. You know, the sister. Whoopee Cushion.
Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopee cushions are like those things that make a sound like a fart.
I once heard her fart.
Shut up before I kick your ass.
I bet you she says the F word like Bono.
She's got those cool dreadlocks like Lenny Kravitz.
How come, like, all these black people with Jewish names have, like, that kind of hairdo?
It must be because they're like orthopedic. You know, like those dudes with those hats.
Whatever happened to that little dude who used to host the Oscars?
I don't know. I think maybe that Jack Palass dude kicked his butt for making fun of him.
Yeah.
Whoopi is like cold doping to the strength.
Yeah. She kicks it old school.
She's dumb large. She's stupid fresh.
She's stupid dumb. She's a large dope.
You're a dope.
Where's Springsteen?
He's not supposed to come on until it's time for people to, get up and, take a dump.
Tramps like us live in Philadelphia.
Da, 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 da.
Beavis and... Go ahead, here in the Imus and William program. Jeez. And there's bug jizz on my glasses here or something. I don't get this.
I don't either.
I'm Imus in the morning. This is WFAN in New York. It is time for the news. And here with all that is my friend Charles McCord. What up, Chuck? 54 degrees. Here now on the Imus in the morning program, Rush Limbaugh.
A liberal liar, Papa. A liberal liar, Papa. Your left-wing jive about health care and welfare. Tell me why the hell I care what happens to all those lazy freeloaders and those hiring quotas. Go get a job, go get a job, go get a job. I make lots of dinero, more than Henry Cisneros. To say this stuff on radio, hate radio. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Cuidado por agua blanca. Careful of that white water. Creo que sí está muy caliente. You're in very hot water. It's pretty deep, so you'd better be careful. Arriba! Arriba! Here's a little dance I call the Mexican bailout. Don't applaud, just throw devalued pesos. A liberal liar, Papa. A liberal liar, Papa. Your left-wing jive makes me hopelessly nauseous. I get sick to my stomach the way you chase all those fine senoritas. Muy bonita your pita, but keep it in. Please keep it in there in your pants. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Bye, bye, ba, ba.
Good morning, Mr. Rooney.
Hey, Don.
Do you want to make some news this morning?
Do I want to talk about Dan and Connie?
Yeah.
No.
Sure, go ahead.
What do you make of all that?
I thought for some time that there ought to be term limits for anchormen. Jennings, Brokaw, and Rather, after 6 years, ought to be taken up and replaced by somebody else.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
I think probably putting Dan together with Connie was the biggest mistake in television news since ABC paired Harry Reasoner with Barbara Walters.
Oh, God, I remember that.
But it's interesting. It's fun for us here to see everybody like you enjoy people squirming so much. We all sort of get a kick out of this, a lot of giggling around here.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
The 2-1 on the way. Hit him in a deep left field. Here's Doc Otero looking up, and the Rockies have won the ball game. A 14-inning thriller in Denver, Colorado. Good morning.
What's the matter?
What was going on there?
I was
Wow.
screaming at Lou
Wow,
because
that-
he's asleep as a switch.
But nothing. Type A personality.
I've got a top A, whatever.
Come on, get it there.
Well, I mean, come on.
It was unbelievable.
No, but I mean, it's irritating when he's. I can tell he knows when he's asleep as a switch, and it was just a little lag there, and it irritated me.
It was a trigger one device, wasn't it?
Mike Breen continues. Shut up.
14-inning thriller in
What's the
Denver,
matter?
Colorado. Well, I finally get my chance to go on, and look what happens. All this ugliness.
On the cam. This week joins the debate concerning talk radio and whether it's become a forum for hate. Andy?
Eat me. Just thought I'd try to get into the flow of things.
Oh, great.
I don't know whether you happened to hear me chatting up my new book, My War, on the Imus in the Morning program the other day, but it struck me that we're sure hearing a lot about talk radio programs right now, and whether hosts of these programs are, well, insensitive. Imus is right. By strict definition, the only hate radio program is his. Imus's is a project grounded in hate. Not the phony stuff advocating this or that act of sedition, but the real thing. Grinding, unbridled, purple-skinned, Bobby Batista-eyed hate.
Shut up.
The beauty of the Imus hate, I think, is its wonderfully unprincipled equanimity. Imus hates everybody and everything about everybody, and they in turn hate him. Most admirably, he's been able to transfer and infuse his hatred among members of his staff. Lou hates Liesel. Bernard hates Lou. Larry hates Charles, who hates Rob. And they all, collectively, would rejoice in seeing a front-end loader back over their leader's head. Pop the corks, boys. The I-Man looks like a Domino's delivery. That's the appeal of the hate herd here. Authenticity.
Yeah.
No, the I-Man's not faking some spurious outrage for dramatic effect. Unlike the rest of the field out there, who mouth off in some fraudulent macho harangue trying to convince us and themselves that they're tough. G. Gordon Liddy, forgive me, says he's going to kick somebody's butt. Whose? Mine? Gordo, you're 65 years old, bald, an AARP poster candidate, and dyeing your mustache is fooling nobody. Go hammer carpet tacks in your scalp, or whatever the heck it is you do trying to impress us.
Yeah.
I know, maybe you could swallow your microphone. And I suppose Rush Limbaugh's going to whip somebody as well. Not unless he climbs into the ring with Howard Cosell. No wonder President Clinton's had it with these people and their spineless proselytizing. I, too, fail to get the humor in saying you use photographs of the President and First Lady for target practice, or in a clinical detailing of where you should aim to make certain that when a federal agent goes down, he stays down. That's hate radio theatrics that should be banned on stupidity grounds alone. No, the I-Man, bless him, brings the real stuff. Good old, honest, internecine loathing. The kind you feel, you know, when you listen to a Vin Scully play-by-play. Well, anyway, hate radio is kind of old hat now. I've moved on to hate TV. Yep, I watch the CBS Evening News with Dan and Connie. Tonight they're experimenting with another new sign-off. As the camera goes to black, she has his head in a leg lock as he flails at her with a rolled-up script, screaming for an intervention by Judge Ito. Should be great.
Like a fool, I went and stayed too long. I'm wondering if your love's still strong. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. Imus in the morning. Here it is, signed, sealed, delivered. It's yours.
Hey, Beavis, turn that radio on.
Hey, Bubba, what are you doing?
Watching the OJ trial, Beavis.
It's back on?
It's like herpes, Beavis. It never really goes away.
Anybody do anything outrageous or stupid yet?
Not yet, but it just started. Give it a minute or so.
Aren't you sick of watching this thing by now?
Well, not really, Beavis. I actually have some renewed interest in the Simpson situation, now that Whitewater seems to be rearing its ugly head again.
Whitewater, that's like herpes, too.
Tell me about it. I got this case from my wife.
What's the deal with that butt-munch Webb Hubble dude?
He's been disbarred.
What's that mean? He's like in rehab?
Not that kind of bar, Beavis. The bar. He lost his license to practice law.
That sucks.
Well, he pleaded guilty to defrauding clients of the Rose Law Firm to the tune of almost $400,000. That means he can't practice law in Arkansas.
So, what's the big deal about that?
Now, I'll put it to you this way. Even Hillary and I can practice law in Arkansas.
Whoa! If I were him, I'd go sit down at a bar.
Me too, because after they sentence him in July, he'll most likely be spending some time behind bars.
Hey, Webb, you're my bitch now.
Imus in the morning.
Remember when I told you?
Say you want a revolution. Well, you know, Imus in the morning. To find an unhappy woman. Till I started looking for mine.
Whoa, Bendy.
Imus in the morning.
In the morning. In your shorts, 2020 Sports.
The 2-1 on the way. Hit in the air to deep left field. Randock Otero looking up, and the Rockies have won the ball game.
A beautiful day for baseball in Denver. Good morning. Mike Breen with sports. Gary Cohen the call. Mets lose 11-9.
5 inches of snow fell in Denver yesterday. Temperatures were in the 30s, and the 14-inning game lasted nearly 5 hours. Great to have baseball back. Number of parks had thousands of empty seats. There were some sellouts, but just as many disappointing turnouts. But the return of baseball is a boom to sports radio stations and their programming. Take this wonderful opening day festivities at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, captured on WFAN in New York.
Salzburg back here on the fan. Back down to the field we go, where Susan Woolman is standing by with second baseman for the New York Yankees, Pat Kelly.
And, of course, I am with Pat. If you look at this... But it's the war season, and...
Well, I think obviously we're going to take a break here because we're just running into some technical difficulties again with all the microwaves, and we're looking for a proper area to do this from. So just bear with us a little bit. Susan is standing by with Pat Kelly.
All right, can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
We found the cause. I think it's that camera and that woman with the microphone.
Well, then get her out of there for crying out loud.
Sports radio.
What? What was that?
I don't know. What happened? The power went out here.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. Sports radio.
The lady with the camera over there.
Oh, it kicked back in. Oh, how did that happen, Lou? Can you explain that to me?
You just go back, you start going back into delay when that happens.
There we go.
Yes.
So how are we out of it yet?
I'm gonna get it right now.
Just as you said the words, sports radio. I mean, that's a kiss of death. Just say sports radio and the station blows up. Jesus, God almighty. Perfect. It couldn't have been better. Sports radio. Blank. You know, you fat bastard, can you get this thing fixed in here? You know, here's the problem. All right, well, in addition to everything else, and I've screamed, we're going to get to Pete Vesey in 1 second here. Okay. Here's what's the problem. This radio station is the single most successful radio station in America. Period. Absolutely. This is the single most successful national morning radio program in America. And it is a shambles. This studio is a shambles. I mean, it's a lavish-looking deal, but I mean, it looks great. But I mean, they're still operating on with those carbon tubes or whatever the hell they were. I mean, it's crazy. All right, enough of all that. It's 30 minutes past the hour. 30.
I took one look and I was fractured. I tried to walk, but I was late. I tried to talk, but I just stuttered. Well, what's your name?
What's your name?
What's your name? What's your name?
Imus in the morning.
Shopping.
Limbaugh.
A liberal liar, Papa. A liberal liar, Papa. Your left-wing jive about health care and welfare. Tell me why the hell I care what happens to all those lazy freeloaders and those hiring quotas. Go get a job, go get a job, go get a job. I make lots of dinero, more than Henry Cisneros. To say this stuff on radio, hate radio. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Cuidado por agua blanca. Careful of that white water. Creo que sí está muy caliente. You're in very hot water. It's pretty deep, so you'd better be careful. Arriba! Arriba! Here's a little dance I call the Mexican bailout. Don't applaud, just throw devalued pesos. A liberal liar, Papa. A liberal liar, Papa. Your left-wing jive makes me hopelessly nauseous. I get sick to my stomach the way you chase all those fine senoritas. Muy bonita your pita, but keep it in. Please keep it in there in your pants. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Bye bye ba ba.
Bomber Casey Cohen for the 9X Mobile Fan Highway Patrol.
If you can't come around, at least please a telephone.
I went back 4 nights straight, man. I went back 4 nights straight and heard that guy do it. He said, he'd soften up, he'd say, I don't. He'd shake his head and say, I don't want no other love. Baby, it's just you I. He'd say, well then I don't want to stop thinking of me. Man, he sung the hell out of that song, man. I was on the table looking at him. Get him off. Get him off.
Imus in the morning.
Just fine, thank you. I'm gonna go with E because I can't say Erskine.
That's fine.
What do you do?
I'm an attorney.
When somebody on this program murders me, then I can call you, right?
Well, obviously, it'll probably be Bernard, in which case I would definitely get the money up front first.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
I thought that what you guys did to Maya Angelou was just horrible.
Why?
She's a poet, for God's sake.
Well,
She's a woman of letters. She talks about his love and bringing people together. You guys beat her up like she owed you money.
No, we didn't beat her up like she owed us money. In fact, we played little excerpts from the speech.
I heard you. And what came to mind when I heard that was rope-a-dope. You guys just...
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Hello, this is Jack. Imus in the morning. 2020 Sports. The 3-0. Swung on and launched. The deep left center. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Baseball is back. Good morning. Mike Breen with Sports. John Sterling the call. Yankees beating Texas 8-6. Boston won their opener. Baltimore lost theirs, as did Cincinnati and San Diego, just a few of our favorite teams.
John Sterling.
The Mets lost in 14 innings, 11-9 to the Rockies in Colorado.
3. Not happening.
Mets manager Dallas Green had this take on the defeat.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
Get out.
Dallas Green, the manager of the Mets. Ugliness at America's Cup.
What's the matter? Take the gum out of your mouth, first of all, if you're going to talk on the radio. That's fine.
Stars and Stripes wins yesterday.
Imus in the morning.
Infinity Broadcasting. All rights reserved. Imus in the morning is a presentation of WFAN and the Westwood One Radio Network. Okie dokie.
This concludes the entertainment and revenue-generating portion of your broadcast day. We now return you to the rest of your local programming schedule. An indecipherable embarrassment of broadcasting incompetence that compelled the station to subscribe to the Imus in the Morning program in the first place. The entertainment and revenue-generating portion of the broadcast day, the Imus in the Morning program, will resume tomorrow morning. Check your local listings for time and schedule.
2020 Sports on the Fan means you'll get all the scores and sports news every 20 minutes. At the top of the hour, 20 minutes after the hour, and 20 minutes before the hour. 2020 Sports all day on Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York. WFAN 2020 Sports.
It's 10 o'clock. Good morning. This is Mike Breen. Right now, that's what's happening. I'm Mike Breen, WFAN 2020 Sports, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball.
Dog live from Denver, brought to you by your Tri-State GMC drug dealers and Continental Airlines on the Fan.
Mike and the Mad Dog. Sports Radio 66, WFAN. They're talking sports, going at it as hard as they can. It's Mike and the Mad Dog on the Fan. Nothing can get by 'em. Turn it on and try 'em. Mike and the Mad Dog, WFAN.
Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Mike and the Mad Dog on a Fan on a Thursday here in Denver. KOA the site this morning. Nice to have you with us on a special Mike and the Mad Dog radio program away from our normal time slot, but a couple of hours nevertheless. It's 8 a.m. here, 10 of course where you are. Great job by Bob Gelb making a trip. Of course, Mike and the Mad Dog take you along the way
a couple of hours this morning. Good morning, Michael. How are you today?
I'm fine, dog. And what inning are we in?
I'll tell you, probably about the 18th. But, you know...